have them, put them in the chat. Gambling questions as well, how to pick games, what prop bets we like. We just got the injury reports for every game, so we're all up to date, ready with a lot of information. But Fumble Sports, we put out a lot of content. Let's answer some questions for you. Seahawks or Raiders for defense? I like the Seahawks at home. I don't know what the Raiders are going to do tonight. It's on a short week. I don't like tonight's game in a lot of ways, so I would lean towards the Seahawks. Over under for tonight, I do lean towards the under. These are two teams that give up a lot of points, but I just don't know where the Rams are going to get their offense. I'm hoping Jalen Ramsey limits Devontae Adams just enough, so I lean towards the under. The under has been a popular play in prime time this year as well, so I lean towards the under for tonight. Pacheco or Etienne? Well, interestingly, I didn't see Etienne in the injury report that just came out for the Jaguars, so I think he's going to be healthy enough to be more involved in the offense than he was last week. I'm going to lean towards Etienne. Appreciate all of you joining us. Please put your questions for NFL Fantasy Week 14 in the chat. Going to answer all of them. Once I answer them, give us a like. Appreciate all the support. Marquise Hollywood Brown or Garrett Wilson? You have to go Garrett Wilson at this point. He's been consistently good with Mike White. Even though he's going up against what you would think is a really good Bills defense, there's opportunity for yards there. Appreciate all of you joining us at Butt Fumble Sports, answering your fantasy football questions. Pacheco or Judy? I'm going to lean towards Judy, especially with Cortland Sutton is on the injury report. So it looks like Judy, though he was limited in practice today, Cortland Sutton did not practice for the past 2 days. I think it means Jerry Judy's going to be more involved in the offense. The Ravens are not good against the pass. Jamal Williams or Swift for running back? I've kind of been on the Jamal Williams bandwagon for a while now. A lot of people are starting to leave it and say go towards Swift. I can understand why. Swift is just getting involved in the passing game more. He's healthier. But for me, Jamal Williams, I feel like every week he's contributing a touchdown and has been more consistent, where Swift is more erratic in his production. So I'd lean towards Jamal Williams for now. And if you have the opportunity to put one as an RB1, one as an RB2, or put one as an RB2 or a flex, I would still try to get him in the lineup. Hollins, Donovan Peoples-Jones, or Jacoby Myers? I could see Jacoby Myers having a good game against the Arizona Cardinals defense that isn't good. If you're going to start Hollins, it's going to be tonight. I can understand why. It is a bad Rams defense. That said, I'm not crazy about him. I'm just avoiding this Thursday night game. I don't know what I'm getting from this game, so I'm kind of leaning towards away from Hollins. I would lean towards Jacoby Myers in that one. And the only reason I'm not considering Donovan Peoples-Jones is I'm still waiting to see Deshaun Watson play like a regular quarterback. Cam Akers, Carter Knight, or the running back on the Seahawks? Well, the running back on the Seahawks, Kenneth Walker III, is injured. He's on the injury report, and it sounds like he's going to be limited if playing at all. If you're going to go for it, I may go for Cam Akers tonight and put him in the lineup. I haven't been crazy about him, but I think I'd rather go with Akers right now than Carter or Knight. Knight, I think, could have a decent day, but I'm not crazy about it. T. Higgins, Garrett Wilson, or Hollywood Brown? So T. Higgins is on the injury report for the Bengals, a bit of a concern there. I would go towards Garrett Wilson. I think he's going to have a good day. Appreciate all of you joining us at Butt Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Raiders Moneyline is one of our bets. If you want to check out our bets, check out at Butt Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. We put out our picks tonight. We like Raiders on the money line, and we like the under. Answering more fantasy football questions. Would you trade Kelsey and Gibson for Christian McCaffrey and Dalton? No, I'd rather have Kelsey and Antonio Gibson in that scenario. Debo Samuel, Ayuk, Pickens, or Hollywood at flex. So Debo is limited. Ayuk I could see having a good game. Pickens I could see having a good game. Deontay Johnson's limited, so I could see George Pickens having more production. He complained after last week having more limited targets. And Hollywood at the flex, I'm going to lean towards Ayuk or Pickens, one of the two. Njoku or Moreau. Well, Njoku is on the injury report. Moreau's playing tonight. I would put Moreau in. I think he's just got a better chance of putting up points that are going to help you. This is such an important week for fantasy owners. You want to make sure you get solid production, have a higher floor, so to speak. I'd go Moreau for that reason. Appreciate all of you joining us on TikTok Live and YouTube, answering your fantasy football questions for an hour and a half. Higbee tonight or Kittle Sunday for tight end? I'm going to lean towards Kittle. I don't know who's throwing Higbee the ball. And forgive me, I may be wrong on this simply because Baker Mayfield may come in and whip some passes downfield to Higbee because he is going to be, if Baker gets in this game, Van Jefferson and Higbee will have better games. But unfortunately, I can't rely on that enough. I feel better about Kittle. I have to think the rookie quarterback has got to find his tight end on big third downs in the red zone. So I think it will give the opportunity for Kittle to have a better day. So I'm just going to lean towards Kittle for now. Cook, Stevenson, Williams, or Swift on your bench. Which three should you play? So I like Dalvin Cook going up against the Lions. Let me know which Williams you're talking about, because I like Swift, I like Stevenson, I like Cook. I like all three of them, to be honest. If the Williams is Kyren Williams, I don't like it. If it's Jamal Williams, you're running into the same problem other people are, which is kind of splitting those two backs. You may want to actually split the difference and find a way to put both on. I really like Stevenson in the game against the Cardinals, so I would definitely make him a start. I like Jamal Williams a little bit more than I like Swift. Like I said, I think he's a more consistent play right now. And then I would put Cook, so it would be Swift who's left out. I know he had a big game last week, but that's the one I would leave out. Appreciate all of you joining us on TikTok Live and YouTube, answering your fantasy football questions. What's up, bro? Dak or Cousins? I would certainly go Kirk Cousins this week. 100% absolutely Kirk Cousins. Cam Akers or Rachaad White? So Rachaad White's going up against the 49ers. Definitely go Cam Akers. 100%. Do I start Higbee tonight or Bellinger on Sunday? See, that's one, again, I want to lean towards Higbee, but who's throwing him the ball? So I lean towards Higbee on that one. I'm not as big on Bellinger. Answering your fantasy football questions for another hour and a half. Pollard or Lamb? I would go Pollard. Najee or White? I would go Najee, even though he was on the injury report as limited today. Thoughts on Pacheco this week? Well, I don't like his the possibility of him doing much in the passing game. I think if they are going to use him, it's going to be in the pure running game. So if you're in a PPR league, not necessarily a great play, but if it's a pure running back position or a flex position, obviously, I think he could have a decent day because I think the passing game for the Chiefs is going to be more limited against that Broncos defense. Ayuk or Hollywood Brown at the flex? I would lean towards Hollywood Brown. Projection for Adams tonight. So I can see him having 7, 8 catches. I think he's going to be targeted anywhere from 10 to 13 times. I think he will get a touchdown. If there was one parlay I would play, it's Devontae Adams anytime touchdown and the Raiders on the money line. I feel like that's the only parlay I would play right now. I don't like this game from a betting standpoint. I feel like there are a lot of traps in this game because we really don't know the health status of Josh Jacobs. We don't know who's quarterback for the Rams. There's just a lot of things about this game tonight that I don't feel great about. The spread, it's minus 6.5 in favor of the Raiders. When would you take a Thursday game where the road team is that big a favorite? There's just a lot of things about this that I can absolutely see the Rams covering for that reason, but that's going off a trend that doesn't, it speaks against the Raiders. And anytime I can bet against the Raiders, I should, because the Raiders are the team no one wants to touch. They were terrible on the road to start the season. They've played better now. So from a gambling standpoint, I would say the Raiders on the money line is probably the best bet. So again, you pair that with a Devontae Adams anytime touchdown, that might be a way to just get plus money. But really, you're just folding the Raiders into parlays for Sunday's games. So anyways, getting back to what we were doing, answering your fantasy football questions here on Fumble Sports on TikTok Live and YouTube. Should I drop Bam Knight for Cam Akers? Yeah, probably. I think it's probably a better play to get Cam Akers. He's probably going to have better yards. Daniel Jones or Deshaun Watson? Deshaun Watson. The Raiders defense, the Seahawks defense, or the Eagles defense? Well, I wouldn't. The only reason I would say anything about the Eagles defense is you're going to get some sloppy weather in New York for that game, so there's going to be a lot of rain. You could see a defensive touchdown. I wouldn't be surprised if you saw that in that game on either side. That said, the other defense was the Seahawks. I think the Seahawks is probably my favorite out of that group, out of Raiders, Seahawks, Eagles. I probably go Seahawks, but don't be surprised if the Eagles have a good one just because of the weather. Mike Evans or Mike Williams if he plays. Well, Mike Williams will play this week. He's no longer listed as limited. He had a full participation in practice today. So Mike Williams is absolutely the play for me. Devin Singletary or Cam Akers? Well, I have to go Cam Akers. Not only is Devin Singletary going up against a good defense and good defensive front in the New York Jets, but the offensive line for the Bills is banged up. A couple guys on the injury report there, so I definitely go Cam Akers. George Pickens or Treylon Burks? Okay, another one. Treylon Burks has been on the injury report the last 2 days, did not practice with a concussion. And George Pickens, Deontay Johnson has been on the injury report. Sorry, having a brain fart here. Deontay Johnson has been on the injury report. George Pickens, I expect to get more receptions, more targets. I think he's the better play. Start two, Hollins or Juju or Palmer. So like I said, Mike Williams being back, that's going to cut into the targets that Palmer would get. So I'd go Juju and Hollins. Appreciate all of you joining us at Fumble Sports. Check us out on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and at Sports Fumble on Twitter. Mike Evans or Tyler Lockett? I'm going to go Tyler Lockett. Best bet, best sports bet tonight on Raiders Rams. Well, to me, it's Raiders on the money line, and if you're going to try to get that from minus money to plus money, I would pair it with an anytime touchdown, either with Josh Jacobs or with Devontae Adams. I also think the under is a good play for tonight, but I would buy a 1.5, try and raise the ceiling so you don't bump your head. Appreciate all of you joining us, answering your fantasy football questions for a big week, NFL Week 14. Garrett Wilson or T. Higgins. So T. Higgins limited in practice today. I like Garrett Wilson. Thoughts on Mixon this week? I think he's going to play, and he's going up against a really bad run defense, so I definitely like him in your lineup. Raiders defense or Buffalo defense? I would actually go the Raiders defense. I think they're going to get plenty of sacks tonight. I think Max Crosby could get at least a sack and a half. And for that reason alone, I think they're going to get their interceptions. I just don't know what the Rams offense offers, who their quarterback's going to be. So even though I think the Bills are going to have a good day, I wouldn't be surprised if Mike White puts up a lot of passing yards. Schultz and Allen for Waddle. Is that Keenan Allen or Josh Allen? You have Terry McLaurin and Waddle, Muth, and Goddard for the playoffs. Do you win? I don't know. I don't know if you win. That's a crazy one. Mike Evans or Devontae Smith. So I'm hesitant about this game. Like I mentioned, there's supposed to be rain in that game for Devontae Smith. Does that impact that game at all? That said, I really don't like Mike Evans. I don't like the offense for the Bucs going up against the 49ers on the road with their offensive line banged up. So I'm going to lean towards Devontae Smith, but that's going to be a crazy game between the Eagles and Giants. Just book it. Should I trade Cook and Hopkins for Christian McCaffrey and DK Metcalf? No. No, you shouldn't. Because I don't trust that Christian McCaffrey is going to stay healthy. I feel better about Dalvin Cook staying healthy the rest of the year and being involved in a balanced offense than I do Christian McCaffrey staying healthy. And Hopkins, DK, is if anything, a wash. You have Derrick Henry. Should I start Zeke or Pierce at RB2? You should start Zeke. Is Josh Jacobs going to play? I expect that he will play. They're saying he's limited, but he's been limited the past 2 weeks with a calf injury. I do expect him to play. Garrett Wilson or T. Higgins? Garrett Wilson. Mike Evans or Devontae Smith? Okay. Appreciate you guys joining us. Should you start Van Jefferson? I wouldn't, simply because I don't know who's going to be throwing him the ball a majority of the game. Appreciate all of you joining us at Butt Fumble Sports. Check us out on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Akers or Johnson? Akers. Moreau tonight or Everett Sunday? Everett. Do you think Cooper Kupp will be back this year? 100% no. Fant? Yeah. Fant, for that question about the tight end over Andrews, I'd go Noah Fant. Will Dissly on the injury report, so I think that actually Fant could have an even better day. Foreman, Etienne, or Pierce? Well, Foreman, I would normally go with him going up against the Seahawks defense, but he's been limited with a foot injury this week. That's my only concern. So I lean slightly towards Etienne, just barely, but if Foreman is a full go on Sunday, I would go Foreman. Appreciate all of you joining us. If I answer your question, give us a like. Zeke or Pierce? Zeke. Pick one, Mixon, Pacheco, or Akers. I'm going to go Mixon. I'm going to say he's going to be a full go. Thoughts on James Cook? I really like him. Not this week against the Jets defense, but I think he's a good option down the stretch. I could see the Bills using him even more. Terrible advice on the T. Higgins, Garrett Wilson. The only reason I would start Garrett Wilson is because T. Higgins has been limited in practice this week. I'm just worried about his health status. I'm worried that he may be slotted down almost to a wide receiver 3 compared to like a Boyd, just in the number of targets he may get. And I think Garrett Wilson, his chemistry with Mike White, he's the number one receiver on that team. You can pencil him in for an easy 5-6 receptions, probably from anywhere from 65 to 85 yards. And for that reason, that may not include a touchdown, but if it does, that's a real good fantasy day. So that's the only reason I'm leaning Wilson over T. Higgins. Akers or Latavius Murray? I'm going to go with Latavius Murray. Keep 4, Josh Allen, Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Hawkinson, Dalvin, Cook. So, okay, let's take this from the top. Okay, I'm keeping 4. I'm keeping Josh Allen. I'm keeping Amon-Ra St. Brown. I'm keeping those 2 guys for sure. I'm going to keep Josh Jacobs. And I'll keep Henry as well. I know I'm taking a chance one more time, but I'll keep Henry as well. Should you trade Cook for... Oh, no, we answered that one. But Fumble Sports, answering your fantasy football questions. And if you want to talk about tonight's game, Thursday Night Football, I like Raiders on the money line. I like the under in this game. I'm not playing a lot of prop bets in this one. I think this could be a crazy Thursday night game. But if you want to talk about them, feel free to hit us up. Would love to hear your takes on things. Hunter Henry or Higbee? Hunter Henry. The Cardinals are the worst defense in the league against the tight end. That's the reason I'm saying that. Huntley or Goff? That's a no-brainer. Go with Goff. 100% go with Goff. If I answer your question, give us a like. Jamal Williams, Michael Carter, or Raheem Mostert? I'm going to lean towards Jamal Williams. That said, I think Mostert could have a good day against the Chargers, who are a bad defense against the run. Patriots defense or Seahawks defense? I'm going to say Seahawks defense. Knight or James Cook? I'm going to go Knight. Hollins or Judy? Judy. If I answer your question, give us a like. Darius Slayton or Palmer in the wide receiver? I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'll say Darius Slayton. With Mike Williams being back and just the number of mouths to feed in that Chargers offense, I think that pushes Palmer down in the number of targets that he gets. Lawrence or Prescott? So Lawrence hasn't played either practice this week, so I'm going with Prescott, even though he may get pulled early in that game. That's my only concern really about it. Also, Lawrence going up against a secondary that he could attack in the Titans. So I would have said Lawrence if he was fully healthy, but since he's not, I'm going to go Prescott. Dolphins or Pittsburgh defense? Pittsburgh defense, no brainer. Start one, Pirine, Pacheco, or Akers. I think Pirine is going to continue to get a lot of touches. I think they're going to split backs between him and Mixon, so I wouldn't be surprised if he has a decent day. I could see him getting a touchdown. Carr or Goff? I'm going to go Goff. I think the Vikings defense just gives up so many yards. It's at home. High-scoring game is my expectation for that Lions-Vikings game. So I think, Carr could still... On the road this year, he's thrown a majority of his picks, all but one. So I'd rather go with Goff. If I answer your fantasy question, give us a like. Jacobs, 12.5 fantasy points. So I see Jacobs getting 65 to 80 yards. And I do see him getting a touchdown. So yeah, that would put him over. Right around. Like, you hope he's on the higher side of those 60 to 80. Start Homer this week if all others are injured. It's a possibility. I'd like to know who's on your waiver wire. Hello, pal from South Florida. Najee or White? I'm going Najee. Philip Dorsett or Gunner or Olszewski. Wow, this is just like a throwback to the Patriots from a couple years ago. I'm sorry. Is Philip Dorsett on the Texans still? Like, I don't even. Is he on the Texans? Yeah. Okay. I just don't know where either one's getting point. If those are your two options, go find someone on the waiver wire. I mean, dear God. Hope everyone's doing well. Appreciate you joining us. Butt Fumble Sports. Give us a follow at Butt Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Okay. Back to your fantasy questions. Oh, you guys have been asking that same couple questions. Like I said, if Kenneth Walker III can't go, I'm cool with Homer. Okay, pick two. James Conner, Dameon Pierce, Juju Zonovan. Okay. I'm going to go Juju. And I'll go James Conner just because I don't like the other options. Conner is going up against a really good run defense, but Juju and Conner. Moreau or Njoku Moreau. Ravens defense or Patriots defense? Another tough one for me. The Ravens are just really banged up. I think it's going to be such a low-scoring game. I'll go with the Ravens defense just because I think it's going to be such a low-scoring, pathetic game. The Patriots, I could see giving up some points. Wilson or Mostert? Man, I mean, I'm gonna lean towards Wilson. Start one. Pirine, Pacheco, Akers. I'll go with Akers. Should I trade Waddle for Jacobs? If you have Waddle, I'd rather have Waddle. I'm worried that Jacobs is going to break down towards the end of the year. Dolphins or Pittsburgh. Hi from Tukalo. Carr, Goff. Hi from Tukalo. Okay. Appreciate all of you joining us. If I answer your question, give us a like. Is Jacobs playing tonight? Yes, I expect him to play. Marquise Brown or T. Higgins? That's where I'm concerned about T. Higgins being healthy, but if he's a healthy, I would go with Higgins. Hollywood Brown, you'll be able to know if Higgins is a full go or if he's going to be limited. So if he's limited, I'd go Hollywood Brown. Hollywood Brown, Latavius Murray, or Cam Akers? I'll go Latavius Murray. Should I drop Palmer for Hollywood Brown? Yes. Lions or Vikings? My pick for this game is Vikings to cover. I would buy the 1.5. On the money line, I'm less sure. These are two teams that are going to be healthy. It's really going to come down to a field goal, a final drive. I lean towards the Lions slightly. Vegas knows something here. They're telling you they don't respect the Vikings, and I feel like there's a reason for that. That said, I do think the Vikings cover, especially if you buy it up to like 4.5. Raiders defense or Dolphins defense? Raiders defense. Njoku or Henry? Matt Collins, yeah, he's someone you could start. Depends who else you have on your bench. Lawrence or Prescott, I'll go Prescott for the reason I mentioned, just concerned about Lawrence being healthy. Appreciate all of you joining us. If I answer your question, give us a like as we answer fantasy football questions here at Fumble Sports. DJ Chark or Burks for the flex. I go DJ Chark. Traylon Burks on the injury report hasn't practiced the last 2 days. Pick 2, A.J. Brown, St. Brown, Lamb, Walker, DK. Okay, I'm picking 2. I'm definitely picking Amon-Ra St. Brown. And I'll pick DK Metcalf as well. Okay, pick 2. Lockett, Chase, Garrett Wilson, or Knight. Okay, 100% you got to put Chase in your lineup at this point. And I'll go Lockett as well. Kyrene tonight or Saquon Barkley, who is questionable for Sunday, right. My only concern is the Rams' defense has been pretty good this year, but am I thinking that only because they've had Aaron Donald? I'll go Saquon and take the risk. Corey Davis or MVS, I'm going Corey Davis. Is Matt Collins starting? Yeah, I believe so. Dolphins defense or Raiders? Answered this one a moment ago. I go Raiders. Appreciate all of you joining us. If I answer your question in this session, give us a like. Going through fantasy football questions, NFL Week 14. If you've got questions about games, game picks, anything else, ask us. We're going to be doing this for another hour. Do I trust ETN this week? Well, I haven't seen him on the injury report so far, so yes. Lockett or Garrett Wilson? I'm going to lean towards Lockett just slightly because it is the Bills' defense that Wilson's going up against. So I feel just slightly better about Lockett, but I don't feel bad about Wilson this week if it's a wide receiver 2 flex opportunity for you. Goff or Carr? I'd go with Goff. Chubb, Eckler, or Walker? Well, I'm staying away from Kenneth Walker III this week. He's got injuries. Between Chubb and Eckler, I lean towards Eckler, just slightly though. Carr tonight or Deshaun Watson against Cincinnati? I'm going to go Derek Carr tonight. Appreciate all of you joining us. If I answer your question, give us a like. Feel free to ask any fantasy football questions or gambling questions for the week. Yeah, there you go. Sanders or Swift? I'll go Swift. Raiders money line, Adams touchdown. What do you think? That's exactly the parlay that I like for tonight. Great pick. So my prediction is this is going to be a crazy game. Wildness unfolds on a Thursday night game. I like the under, but if I'm going to bet a side, it would be Raiders on the money line. You're not getting that at a great price at minus money. So to try to get that to plus money, I'd combine exactly like you did. Raiders on the money line and Devontae Adams anytime touchdown or a Josh Jacobs anytime touchdown. I could see both of them getting it. So just a way to try to make it plus money. That said, I think the Raiders money line folded into some parlays with games on Sunday is kind of a good play. That's kind of what I like to do with a lot of Thursday games. Just make it a money line play and kind of fold it in. This is a weird one. The road team is favored by almost a touchdown on a Thursday game. Usually the home team is the heavy favorite, given the travel, the injuries, all of that. But with the QB situation with the Rams, how their offense looks, no Aaron Donald. So understandable tonight. Raiders money line is a good play. Matt Collins or Donovan Peoples-Jones? I would lean toward Donovan Peoples-Jones, though I think Collins could have a decent game tonight. Star 2, Juju, Palmer, or Hollins? Well, I would go Juju or Hollins for just that reason. I'm kind of in the same issue you're in. I liked Palmer for a few weeks, but with Mike Williams coming back, I just think his targets will go down. If I answer your question, give us a like. Should I start Mac Jones or Huntley? I would start Mac Jones. We have him as a waiver wire watch pickup this week going up against the Cardinals. Who's better, Patrick Mahomes or Joe Burrow? I think Patrick Mahomes is the MVP. I think Joe Burrow right now is hotter, just right now at this moment. Rashad White or James Cook? I would go Rashad White. Moreau or Ingram? I'd go Moreau. Seahawks defense or Patriots defense? Seahawks defense. If I answer your question, give us a like. We appreciate the support. White or Huntley? White. Huntley or Kyler? Kyler. If you haven't picked up the trend, I'm not going with Huntley this week. Dalvin Cook, Jeff Wilson, or Rachaad White. Pick one. I'll go Dalvin Cook because I think he's good for a touchdown this week. If I answer your question, give us a like. Need one PPR flex. Jerry, Judy, Thielen, James Cook. Well, I'm avoiding James Cook. I'll go Thielen. It's a toss-up for me between Judy and Thielen, but I'll go Thielen because I think that's going to be such a high-scoring game between the Lions and the Vikings. Answering your fantasy football questions and your questions for NFL Week 14, I'm just seeing Jalen Waddle has been upgraded to a full active, so that's great news. Sorry, why not Huntley? Just because I think the Steelers' defense is going to play well against them. And I'm just not crazy about this offense for the Ravens. Even when it had Lamar Jackson, it had a lot of question marks, didn't have a lot of receivers I had confidence in. Devontae Smith, Jeff Wilson, or Rachaad White at the flex. I'll go with Jeff Wilson. What do I think happens with Darrell Henderson? I think he'll sit out the rest of the year unless someone's desperate to pick up a running back at the very final weeks of the year. Rachaad White or Deontay Johnson. So Deontay Johnson would be my answer, but he is limited right now. He's on the injury report, so I just monitor his status. But if Deontay Johnson is a go, I like him this week. Yeah, Zay Jones and Deontay Johnson, both of them on the injury report so far. I like them both if they're healthy, but there are some question marks. Between the two of them, I'd probably go Deontay Johnson, but you got to monitor their status going into Sunday. Your lineup for this week: Trevor Lawrence, Saquon Barkley, Tony Pollard, St. Brown, Chase, Lockett, Schultz, KC defense. Oh, wow, I really like that. You just need to make sure Trevor Lawrence is healthy. He has a toe injury, so you want to monitor that. Barkley as well, but Lawrence is the big question mark. But other than that, I really like that lineup. Buffalo versus the Jets. So I really like the Jets to cover in this game. I would buy the 1.5, get it by better than 10 points. Love the Jets on the cover. I think this is going to be a physical, defensive-focused game. I think the Bills have problems up front on their offensive line, some injuries to important members, especially of the interior part of the offensive line. So for that reason, I really like the Jets to cover. I think the Bills will win on the money line, so this is one where you can be on both sides of it and cash a number of tickets, especially on the parlays. Tennessee versus the Jags. So Trevor Lawrence has been out the last two practices. That has me a bit concerned. I think Tennessee needs to bounce back anyways. Tennessee is kind of like the Buccaneers of the AFC. They're going to limp into the playoffs, but they're still going to have a home game. This is a game they have to win to kind of secure the division, to secure that number 4 seed. So I see Tennessee winning that game. As for the cover, I'm going to wait to see if Lawrence is healthy enough to go. If he is a full go, I like the Jaguars to cover. We like to buy a 1.5. I like to cover as many tickets cashing as possible. But that said, Tennessee on the money line is definitely a play I like. Appreciate all of you joining us. If I answer your question, give us a like. And of course, follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at Fumble Sports. Yeah, exactly. Raiders money line, Devontae Adams anytime touchdown. It's just a nice way of turning one unit into 2 units. You like Nico Collins and garbage time. Nico Collins is on the injury report right now, so I don't like him at all. I like Adam Thielen way more. I think he's going to have the much better day. Don't even question it. Go with Adam Thielen, man. I don't know why I said man. I just made an assumption. Cam Akers or Godwin? I'm going to go Godwin. The defense of the 49ers is really good up front and in kind of the interior 7, but in the secondary, it's weaker. I think Brady will have more success in the passing game than he will on the ground, so I'm going to go with Godwin. Obviously, Akers tonight. I think Akers could have a good game, but if I'm the Raiders, what's the one thing I want to take away? I want to take away the running game. I want to force the Rams quarterback to try and beat me because whoever that is, I'm sure I can beat them. You starting Deshaun Watson this week or in the playoffs? Well, it depends who you have at quarterback to start this week. But as for the fantasy football playoffs, I absolutely would start Deshaun Watson. I think he's going to get hot. I think he's going to remember how to play football. He is too athletic. He's too talented. The reason he wasn't playing football wasn't because of some injury. It was for awful off-the-field reasons. And while I hate to bring that in as a reason he'll play well, I think he's just getting reacquainted with NFL week-to-week life, practice, going up against an NFL defense that's trying to attack him, the speed of the game. So I think he will get more equipped to it and get more familiar with it. So I do expect Deshaun Watson to have a decent December for fantasy owners out there. How confident am I in Moreau tonight? I think he's going to have a good game tonight. I think Derek Carr will target him frequently. I expect him to have anywhere between 40 and 55 yards. For your sake, I hope he gets a touchdown. Jamal Williams or P. Ryan? I'd go Jamal Williams. Appreciate all of you joining us. If I answer your question, give us a like, and of course, follow us at Fumble Sports. Do you think Amari Cooper plays this week? So he has been limited in practice with a hip injury. He did play, or he did participate in practice, so I have to believe he will be on the field. But a hip injury always has me concerned. Hips and hamstrings are the two for a wide receiver that always have me worried, because you always feel like they could flare up on the first contact or the first play of the game. Moreau or Conklin? I'd go Moreau. Appreciate all of you joining us. If I answer your question, give us a like, and of course, give us a follow at Fumble Sports. Debo Samuel or Hollywood Brown? I'll go Hollywood Brown, actually. Patty or Burrow? Patrick Mahomes, the MVP. Burrow's hotter right now. If I'm picking for this week, I'm going Joe Burrow. Moreau or Henry? I'd go Hunter Henry. Patty or Brady? Patrick Mahomes. Appreciate the likes. I appreciate all of them. Thank you so much, man. Defensive play this week: Buffalo or Tennessee? Not crazy about either one. Tennessee has an injury up front with Jeffrey Simmons. Buffalo Bills, I think, are going to give up some yards to Mike White. I think the Bills will hold them at fewer points, so I'll say the Bills. Bobby or Freddie? Tom. Rams are awful. Nobody beats the Eagles. Nobody. Okay, cool. Latavius Murray or Pacheco? I'll go Latavius Murray. Pats or Cardinals? I'm going to go with the Patriots. I think the Patriots cover in that game. Right now, it's going off at -1.5. I think that's a good play. I think the Patriots are definitely a bet worth making this week. I think that's a game between Bill Belichick and Cliff Kingsbury. I know Belichick's had trouble against former assistants of his, but Cliff Kingsbury wasn't an assistant. He was a former player, a former backup quarterback for the Patriots 2 decades ago. So I think the outsmarting of Cliff Kingsbury will come easy to Belichick. I think Kyler Murray could give them trouble just because the running quarterback sometimes gives the Patriots defense a hard time, but I do think the Patriots win that game and cover. I'll actually give out some bets now. For tonight's game, I like the Raiders on the money line. I like an anytime touchdown for Devontae Adams. You may want to parlay those. I do like Raiders on the money line and fold those into some parlays for Sunday. As for the total tonight, I do like the under. I bought it earlier in the week and bought it up to 45.5. I'm feeling really good about that now. I still like the under. Little concerned now, just given that Baker Mayfield could come out there and throw the ball around a little bit more. So, some of my picks for Sunday, just to hand them out while we get some more fantasy football questions up in the comments section. Between the Browns and the Bengals, my pick for that one is Cincinnati on the money line. I do like the Browns to cover, though, so I'd buy the 1.5 and take the Browns to cover. For Eagles-Giants, I like the Eagles on the money line, but I like the Giants to cover. I would buy the 1.5 and get the Giants over a touchdown. And I also, for that Eagles-Giants game, really like the under. Jaguars, Titans, I like the Titans on the money line. I would also take the over, but only if Trevor Lawrence is healthy. for Jets-Bills. I would really like the Jets on the money line. I think that's a great play, but I do like Buffalo on the. I like Jets to cover. I like Buffalo on the money line. Appreciate all of you joining us on TikTok Live and on YouTube at Fumble Sports. Give us a follow, and if you like what you hear, or if we answer your question, definitely give us a like. Which QB is most likely to throw a pick tonight? Well, the challenge in this game is I don't really know who the quarterback is for the Los Angeles Rams. Is Wolford going to play long enough? Is Baker Mayfield going to come in and throw a pick? So that's a prop bet I'm not touching tonight for just that reason. I have a lot of question marks about the Rams offense. So when it comes to player props, that's not one I would touch tonight. I do think Derek Carr could easily throw an interception in this game. So if you want to play that one, he has thrown all but one of his interceptions this year on the road. So I could see him throwing a pick. But that said, not a player prop I would necessarily lean towards. Is Raiders defense a good start tonight? My backup is Vikings. 100% I prefer the Raiders defense over the Vikings. I think the Vikings are going to give up a lot of yards and a lot of points. Start Judy or Gallup? That's an interesting one. I lean slightly towards Jerry Jeudy, actually, just slightly because Cortland Sutton is banged up. I could see Jeudy getting a few more targets, where Gallup, just in that Dallas Cowboys offense, a lot of mouths to feed. That said, I'm slightly concerned about even my prediction because Gallup could get a touchdown, but I'll lean towards Jeudy for now. Dulcich or Freiermuth? Freiermuth. I think Freiermuth is like a must start at this point at the tight end position. 49ers or Chiefs defense? I mean, for that, I've got to go with the Chiefs defense, only in that they're going up against Russell Wilson. So that should be evidence enough. Raiders defense is a good start tonight. Bengals going to get that smoke. You know it, dog. Gabe Davis, Wilson Jr., or Pacheco at a PPR. I'll go Wilson Jr. Por favor. Akers or Pirine? I'll lean towards Akers. I'll lean towards starting Akers. My concern is Joe Mixon will still be limited, so Pirine's going to get a good number of touches on Sunday, but I'll lean towards Akers. Give us a follow at Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Akers or Jeff Wilson or Mostert, pick two. Well, for that, I would go with Wilson or Mostert. Would you trade Cook and... Nope. No, I wouldn't. We talked about that earlier. Akers, Pirine, and Walker. Okay. Going back to the bottom. Johnson or Swift? I'll go Swift. Jamal Williams or Connor? Jamal Williams. Raiders defense or Bucks defense? I'll go Raiders defense. Who scores tonight? In anytime touchdowns, I like Devontae Adams getting an anytime touchdown. I could see Cam Akers scoring a touchdown. I could see Josh Jacobs scoring a touchdown. I could see Higbee getting a touchdown. And obviously Moreau or Hollins. But I'm giving too many points right now, and I don't think it's that high, so you can already hear. I'm uncertain about this game more than others this week. There are a lot of other games that I feel really confident about, but this one I just think is going to be a wild Thursday night game. I do like the under. I do like Raiders on the money line, and I would pair Raiders on the money line with Devontae Adams anytime touchdown if I wanted to take minus money and get it to plus money. That said, Raiders money line is my favorite bet and the under. Answering your fantasy football questions for NFL Week 14, or if you want to get some picks, here for anything you need. Carr, Mixon, Chubb, A.J. Brown, Cooper, Kelsey, Pollard, Thielen, Butker, and Buffalo. Great. That's a great team. You got a great team there. Is Raider defense... Okay. We're going to go back to the bottom. Appreciate all of you joining us. Mixon or Pirine? I would go Mixon. I'd obviously monitor the status going into Sunday, but I think what you're going to hear is Mixon's going to be a full go, or at least enough of a go so that he'll be a full, he'll be on the field. And between the two, I'd rather have Mixon. Need two running backs for PPR. Fournette, I wouldn't touch. Latavius Murray, Rashad White, Foreman. Okay, so Foreman's been limited in practice with a foot injury, but I like Foreman this week if he plays against the Seahawks, and I like Latavius Murray against the Chiefs. Devontae Smith, Ayuk, Pickens, Judy, pick 2. It's a tough one for me. I'll go Pickens. I'll go Pickens and Devontae Smith, though I want to say Judy. Swift or Judy, again, tough one, but I lean towards Swift. Yeah, he only had a concussion, but he still has a concussion. So I hope Mixon's going to be going, and that's why I say Mixon. Tua or Herbert? I'm going to say Herbert, especially with Mike Williams back. Higbee or Knox at tight end. Man, Dawson Knox has really disappointed me this year from a fantasy standpoint. I think I lean towards Higbee. I can't believe I'm saying it. I don't like the quarterback position, but I can't say that. My concern is Higbee tonight. If he gets Baker Mayfield in the game, I think it helps his chances, but I just don't feel good about either one of them. I'll lean towards Knox, I guess. I got to feel better about Josh Allen throwing him the ball, but his production, like, I'm just curious. Dawson Knox. So Dawson Knox game log. Yeah, 0 receptions, 2, 7, 4. Man, he's got 2 receptions over his last 2 games. Like, the guy is so due to have a game. He hasn't had a touchdown in over a month and a half. Like, I don't know. I think I'd rather go Higbee. I can't believe I'm saying it, but Pats defense or 49ers defense? I'll go 49ers defense. Higbee. Yeah, I don't feel good about any of them. Again, I'll probably go Higbee. You lost Ertz and Goddard. Oh, tough spot to be in. Mahomes or Hurts? I'll go Hurts, but I don't feel good about either one this week. Mahomes against the Denver defense. Hurts, I would feel better about him going up against the Giants, but there's supposed to be rain for that game. I like Hurts because I like the running component of his game for that one against the Giants, so I go Hurts. Pollard or Zeke, I'll go Pollard. Herbert or Prescott, I'll go Herbert. Mixon or P-Ryan, I'm going Mixon. I got you, Mixon. If I answer your question, give us a like. Latavius Murray or Zonovan, I'm going Latavius. Appreciate all of you joining us at Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. That's what we're here for, man. Appreciate the like. If we answer your question, please give us a like at Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Keenan Allen or Godwin, I'm going Keenan Allen. Swift, Wilson Jr. or Hollywood Brown, I'll go Swift. Elijah Moore or Pickens, not a question about it. Appreciate all of you joining us, answering your fantasy football questions for another 40 minutes or so. Of course, we're also here to answer any questions you may have about NFL Week 14 at large. If you want to get some game picks, we're ready to put out content at Fumble Sports. We put out content every day. Let's get to the bottom and answer more of your fantasy football questions. Ayuk or Pierce in a PPR? I like Ayuk. Should I play Higbee tonight? I've been recommending it to a number of people tonight so far. I'm surprised even that I'm answering that, but I'm surprised with who people have as tight end options. It's like Higbee versus someone I really don't like, so I'm leaning towards Higbee just because in this Rams offense, I do think he's one of the few guys that's a good target. He's just a good receiver. So Fournette or Pacheco, I'm going Pacheco. Fournette for ETN and DJ Chark. Are you getting that trade? You're trading Fournette for ETN and DJ Chark? Like, man, you are just stealing from your neighbors. Yes, absolutely do that. Appreciate all of you joining us at Fumble Sports on TikTok Live and on YouTube. Keenan Allen or Godwin? Keenan Allen. Raiders defenses start tonight? I think so. I see Max Crosby having a really good game. Kenneth Walker or Debo? I'm going Debo. A.J. Brown, Keenan Allen, or Godwin start 2. I'll go A.J. Brown and Keenan Allen. Garrett Wilson or Swift? I'll go with Swift. Appreciate all of you joining us. If I answer your question, give us a like. And of course, at Butt Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Foreman or your mom. I hope Foreman's healthy. He's had a foot injury, so limited in practice earlier this week. James Cook or Dallas if Walker is out. I would go Dallas if Walker is out, or Homer. Wilson or Mostert. I'm leaning towards Jeff Wilson Jr. Connor or Foreman. If Foreman's a full go, I'd go Foreman. But otherwise, obviously, you're kind of stuck going with Connor against the Patriots defense that's pretty good. Deontay Johnson, Palmer, or Hollywood Brown at the flex. Deontay Johnson, you just want to make sure you monitor his health status. He is limited on the injury report right now. Appreciate all of you joining us. If I answer your question, give us a like, and of course, follow us at Butt Fumble Sports. Patriots or Raiders defense? I'll go Raiders defense. Connor or Foreman? Answered that one, Foreman. Appreciate all of you joining us, answering your fantasy football questions for another 40, 50 minutes. And of course, we have bets also, picks for NFL Week 14 as well. So if you want game picks, we'll also put out player prop bets as we get closer to Sunday. Foster, Moreau, or Hunter Henry? I'm going Hunter Henry. Kittle or Njoku? I'm going Kittle. Only because Njoku's banged up. My concern is Njoku is going to be limited in that game. If Njoku's a full go, I would go with him. But right now, I don't have enough confidence in him. I got you, buddy. Who should I play this week? AB. Man, those are some killer options, man. Yes, that was very insensitive. Yes, now that I think about it. At Butt Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Butt Fumble Sports, we're the cheeky side of sports, as you could just tell from that comment. Is Mike Williams a decent play this week? He's no longer on the injury report, so Mike Williams is a really good play this week. Keenan Allen over Godwin? Yes, Keenan Allen. Give us a like if I answer your question. Debo or Ayuk? I lean towards Ayuk just because Debo's on the injury report for now, so I'm just a little bit worried. What's a lock for tonight? Well, I like Raiders on the money line, and I like the under. Cam Akers tonight? Yeah, I think he's a play. A.J. Dillon flex or more going forward? Is Aaron Jones going to show? That's an interesting question. I'm curious to see what the Packers do with their running backs. They're in a bye week this week, so we'll see what their quarterback is. If Jordan Love is the quarterback when they come back from the bye, that'll tell you that they're going to, kind of punt on the season. And for that reason, I would think A.J. Dillon's going to get more touches. Appreciate all of you joining us. If I answer your question, give us a like. Answering fantasy football questions for another 50 minutes or so. Of course, follow us at Butt Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Raiders defense? Yeah, I think the Raiders defense is a decent play. Darius Slayton or Gabe Davis this week? I'll go with Darius Slayton. Do you stash running backs even if you're handcuffed like Grab, Hubbard, or Foreman? Yes, exactly. Absolutely. That is the smart thing to do. If you think you're going to have concerns on Sunday or you're just looking ahead to future weeks or to the playoffs, stash some running backs on your bench and make sure you have them for weeks when you'll really need them. Deshaun Watson or Kyler Murray? I'll go Deshaun Watson. Waddle or Hopkins? I'll go Waddle. Pick one, Keenan Allen, Lockett, or Evans. I'll go Keenan Allen. I got you, Sarasota Wiffle. James Conner, Rashad White, or Pacheco this week. Not crazy about any of them. For me, it's between Conner and Pacheco, and I'd go Conner just barely. ETN or Rashad White? ETN. Appreciate all of you joining us. If I answer your question, give us a like. Answering fantasy football questions for another hour or so, half hour or so rather. Goff or Carr? I'd go Goff. Akers or Singletary? Akers. Schultz or Dulcich? Schultz. Burrow or Allen just this week? Burrow. If I answer your question, give us a like, and of course follow us at Butt Fumble Sports. Akers or White? Akers. Akers or Judy? I'm leaning towards Judy. White or ETN? ETN. Appreciate all of you joining us, answering your fantasy questions. If I answer your question, give us a like, and of course follow us at Butt Fumble Sports. Half PPR, Juju, Lenny, Singletary. I'll go Juju. Akers or Judy, like I said, Judy. Rashad White or Samaje Perine, Perine. If I answer your question, give us a like and, of course, follow us at Fumble Sports. White or Perine, Perine. Fumble Sports, answering your fantasy football questions. And if you have questions for NFL Week 14, we're answering those too. We have game picks, prop bets, anything you need to cash tickets. So hit us up. Start Jacobs, yes. Kittle or Freiermuth, Freiermuth. If I answer your question, give us a like and, of course, follow us at Fumble Sports. Any good player prop bets tonight? I like Devontae Adams with an anytime touchdown. I could also see Matt Collins hitting his over receiving yards and potentially his over receptions as well. Schultz or Dulcich, I'm going Schultz. At Fumble Sports, if I answer your question, give us a like and, of course, follow us at Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. If you have fantasy questions, put them in the comments section. I got you. Carr or Kyler, I'm going Carr. Answering NFL Week 14 questions, answering questions for Thursday Night Football, fantasy questions. This is an important week for fantasy owners, so whatever you need to get some help, that's what we're here for. Fumble Sports, we believe you should never be number 2. Raiders are Mickey Mouse organization. They'll lose tonight. Well, I hope for your sake, Eagles fan, that you didn't put any money on the Raiders because my money is on them on the money line. I also like the under. Judy or Evans, I'll lean towards Judy. Chubb, Jefferson, Henry, anytime touchdown parlay. That's bold, but I like it with Henry and Jefferson. Chubb is the one I'm concerned about, but I think you're probably going to hit that one too. I actually really like that now that I think about it. Yeah, Carr over Kyler. Look, the Patriots defense, I know they struggle against running and versatile quarterbacks, but I think Carr is the better play. Cam Akers over 45 rushing yards. Yeah, I would like that player prop bet. I could see him getting closer to 60, 65. Appreciate all of you joining us. If I answer your question, give us a like. Moreau or Dulcich, Moreau. Purdy or Mayfield, Purdy. Josh McDaniel is a dumpster fire tonight. Well, I hope for your sake you're wrong because we have him on the money line. Deontay Foreman or Zeke? I got to go with Zeke. The Texans are the worst defense against the run in the NFL. Huntley or Goff? Goff. Moreau or Dulcich? Moreau. Appreciate all of you joining us. If I answer your question, give us a like and, of course, follow us at Fumble Sports. Huntley or Goff? Goff. Should I start any of the Bucs running backs? Not if you can avoid it. They're going up against one of the best run defenses in the NFL, if not the best in the 49ers. Jamal Williams or James Cook, I'm going Jamal Williams. And yes, I do like the Raiders tonight on the money line. I also like the under. Foreman, Pacheco, or Jeff Wilson. I'll go Jeff Wilson only because Foreman's limited with a foot injury, but if he's a full go, you may want to consider him. Drop Pittman for a kicker or coup starting the playoffs. Well, we don't know what the Falcons' offense is going to be with Desmond Ridder. They might be a team that gets into the field goal position quite a bit. So you do want to scout, kickers that might be on better offenses in the remainder of the season, but Koo might actually be a decent option. Appreciate all of you joining us on TikTok Live and on YouTube. ETN, will he perform this week? I think so. I think he's going to have a decent day, more in the passing game and receiving game rather than on the ground. Dalvin Cook or Mixon? I like Dalvin Cook a little bit more just because I think there are going to be so many points in that Lions-Vikings game. What Rams wide receivers do you think will do the best tonight? Probably Van Jefferson. Rashad White or Foreman? I lean towards Foreman. Just make sure he's healthy with that foot injury. Lenny or Latavius Murray? Latavius Murray. Appreciate all of you joining us. Give us a like and, of course, follow us at Fumble Sports. Brady or Purdy? I don't want to do this, but I'll lean towards Brady just slightly. Pollard or Mixon? Pollard. Drop Pittman or Judy? I drop Pittman. I'd keep Judy. Dalvin Cook or Mixon? Dalvin Cook. Appreciate all of you joining us. If I answer your question, give us a like and, of course, follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at Fumble Sports. Mixon is listed as questionable, but I do think he's going to be a play. He's right now trying to get through concussion protocol, but I do think he'll be a play. Herbert or Burrow, I'm going to lean towards Herbert. Spread for the game tonight is -6.5 in favor of the Raiders. I'm not touching it. I like Raiders on the money line, and I like the under. Gallup or Chark? Oof. I lean towards Gallup. How is Baker Mayfield doing? He might see the field tonight. I can't believe that they've already given him the playbook and expect him to actually make some plays, but I wouldn't be surprised if he got some snaps tonight. Appreciate all of you joining us. If you want to put in your questions for fantasy football this week, put them in the comments section. We're answering them for another half hour or so. Higbee or Dulcich? I lean towards Higbee. Thoughts on the Falcons starting Ritter? I'm really happy about it. I wish they would have done it a week or so ago. I think it's time for them to see what they have in the rookie. I don't think Marcus Mariota is the future by any means. Kyler Murray or Geno? I'm going Geno. Is Tyreek Hill playing this week? I believe so. Player prop bet for the night. Mac over 30 yards. Yeah, I like Mac. I like Mac Hollins over 30 receiving yards. I think he's closer to like 45. Over the last few weeks, Mac Hollins has 35, 63, and 52 receiving yards, averaging 5 receptions a game. So that's why I feel that way. For those who think I'm just spitting out opinions here, we do a lot of research here at Fumble Sports to try to help you cash your tickets and win your fantasy mashups. Start Kittle, yeah, because I actually think the rookie's going to rely on his trusty tight end. Josh Jacobs over 21 rushing attempts. So in the past few weeks, even limited with the calf injury, he's had 26, 33, and 24 rushing attempts. So I lean towards yes. I am a little concerned only because I think they're going to be I think the Raiders are going to actually pass more than they have the past few weeks. So it's really pushing it. I really wouldn't want to touch this prop bet myself. Something tells me it'll be right at 20, but if you want to take it at 21, you can hold your breath and do it. Marvin Jones or Mac Hollins? I'll go Marvin Jones, I think. Dicker or Sanders for the kicker? I'll go Dicker the kicker. Appreciate all of you joining us. If I answer your question, give us a like, and of course, follow us at Fumble Sports. Pick 2, Miles Sanders, James Cook, Cam Akers, Devin Singletary, or Rachaad White. Okay, easy for me. Miles Sanders and Cam Akers. Cousins or Goff? I'll go with Goff. Mac Hollins or Mike Williams? Mike Williams. Bam Knight or Carter? Bam Knight. Njoku, Kmet, or Bellinger? Well, the Bears are on a bye week. Njoku's banged up, so you might be forced to start Bellinger. I don't know if Njoku's healthy, I'd rather start Njoku. If I answer your question, give us a like, and of course, follow us at Fumble Sports. Chuba Hubbard or Foreman? Well, Foreman has the foot injury, so you might want to just take Chuba Hubbard because given the health status, he might get more opportunities. Cam Akers yards? I think he's going to go anywhere between 45 and like 60 yards tonight. White or Fournette? I'm going to go with White. Henry or Jacobs? I'll go Henry. DJ Chark or Mike Evans? I'll go DJ Chark, I think. I'll go DJ Chark. Higbee, Peoples-Jones, or Tony Jones at the flex? I don't know Tony Jones. Is he a cousin of Donovan's Peoples-Jones? Or I don't know him, but I think I'd go Peoples-Jones. I think Samaje P. Ryan's a decent play this week. If I answer your question, give us a like, and of course, follow us at Fumble Sports. Carr or Huntley? Carr. Williams or Ayuk? I'd go with Mike Williams. DJ Chark or Burks? DJ Chark. Corey Davis, Robert Williams, or Isaiah McKenzie start in a 16-man league. Freaking love it. I'm going Corey Davis. Appreciate all of you joining us at Fumble Sports on TikTok and on YouTube. Derek Carr over 250 passing yards. Ooh, it's going to be right around there. You're going to be holding your breath on that one. Elway or Wilson? Peyton Manning. Appreciate all of you joining us at Butt Fumble Sports on TikTok Live and on YouTube. If you've got fantasy football questions or questions for NFL Week 14, definitely shout us out. OBJ or Tyreek? Tyreek. Gabe Davis or Palmer? Gabe Davis. Though I'm not crazy about either one. Palmer, the problem is Mike Williams back kind of slots him into a wide receiver 3. Gabe Davis just going up against good defense. Tebow or Wilson? Well, I'm not going to go against, the Son of God. Which I don't actually know which one that would be. They are both Jesus freaks. So appreciate all of you joining us. Yes, at Butt Fumble Sports, we're a little cheeky, so don't take us too seriously. Just here to answer some fantasy football questions, and of course, if you've got gambling questions, we've got picks for NFL Week 14, so hit us up in the chat. Fantasy lineup, so something to keep track of, guys. At Butt Fumble Sports, if you want to put your questions for fantasy football or for NFL Week 14, put them in the comments section. Lock for a tutty tonight. I have to go Devontae Adams. He has twice as many touchdowns on the road than he does at home. Appreciate all of you joining us at Butt Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. If I answer your question, give us a like. Zonovan Knight, Michael Carter, or Rashad White? I'll go Zonovan Knight. Appreciate all of you joining us. We'll be answering more fantasy football questions for another half hour or so put them in the chat. Flex, Singletary or Gallup? I got to go Gallup on that one. I don't like Singletary this week going up against the Jets. Some offensive line issues for the Buffalo Bills. At Butt Fumble Sports, answering your fantasy football questions and your NFL Week 14 questions. If you've got questions, this is an important week for fantasy owners. We're here to help. Start, flex, sit. We're here to answer all of your questions. Put them in the chat. Zay Jones, Rondale Moore, or Palmer? I'm going to go Zay Jones. Just make sure you monitor his status. He is listed on the injury report, but I do think he will be a go, so I would prefer if you go with Zay Jones. At Butt Fumble Sports, give us a like if we answer your questions. Answering fantasy football questions for another half hour or so put them in the chat. Deontay Johnson or DJ Moore? I'd lean towards Deontay Johnson. He's on the injury report for now, but I lean towards him for this week. Pickens, Peoples, Jones, or Carter? I lean towards Pickens. Buffalo or the Jets? I love the Jets to cover this week. That's probably going to be one of my best bets of the week. Butt Fumble Sports puts out picks every week. You can check out our content, but I like the Jets to cover, especially if I buy the 1.5, and I like Buffalo on the money line. Sanders, Pacheco at RB2 this week. I'll go Miles Sanders. I got you, Miles Sanders. Do I think Treylon Burks is going to play? Even if he does, I'm not crazy about him as a play this week. I'd kind of fade him. Appreciate all of you joining us at Butt Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. If you've got questions, fantasy questions, betting questions, prop bet questions, anything for NFL Week 14, Thursday Night Football, or the action on Sunday or Monday, put your questions in the chat. Butt Fumble Sports is here to answer everything for another half hour or so. Pacheco or Cook? I'm going, if it's Dalvin Cook, I go Dalvin Cook. Appreciate all of you joining us at Butt Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Thoughts on the Tennessee defense this week? Well, they have an injury up front with Jeffrey Simmons, so that has me slightly concerned about their ability to stop the running game of Travis Etienne. That said, Trevor Lawrence does have a toe injury, so I wonder if he's going to be a full go this week. He hasn't practiced yet. If it's a backup or Trevor Lawrence is limited, the Titans defense might be a decent play, but they give up a lot of passing yards. That's my concern about them. Oh, if it's James Cook, well, that's different. Who'd you say it was? You said James. Hit us up with that question again. Just remind me who you have, James Cook, and who the other guy is. Is P. Ryan still a starter or Williams for running back? If it's Jamal Williams, got to go Jamal Williams. Lenny or Zonovan Knight? I think I'd go Zonovan Knight. Pacheco. At Butt Fumble Sports, answering your fantasy football questions and your questions for NFL Week 14. So if you have questions, we're here to answer them for another half hour or so. Thursday night football, the Raiders are 6.5-point favorites. I'm not going after the spread. I'm just chasing the money line. I got Raiders on the money line. I'll fold it into some parlays. I also like the under, but I buy the 1.5 to raise that ceiling so I don't bump my head. Appreciate all of you joining us at Butt Fumble Sports. If you've got fantasy football questions, put them in the chat. Tennessee Titans defense or Steelers defense this week? I go Steelers defense. Yeah, the Rams do have Mayfield. I'm expecting him to actually get some plays this week, so interested to see how he does in a Sean McVay offense. How many do you think Devontae Adams? How do you think Devontae Adams does tonight? I think he will have a touchdown. I could see him getting 7-8 receptions on anywhere from 10 to 12 targets, and I think he'll probably get somewhere between 70 and 90 yards. What do I think about the Vegas defense? I think they're worth a start tonight. I think they'll probably get an interception off whatever quarterback comes in for the Rams, but I do think they need to focus on stopping the run. You would start any defense versus the Texans, and you'd be a smart man to do it. Palmer or Zonovan Knight? I'm going to lean towards Zonovan Knight. If I answer your question, give us a like, and of course, follow us at Butt Fumble Sports, answering your fantasy football questions. So if you have questions about football, gambling, fantasy, anything, put them in the chat. We're here to answer them. No, I don't think San Francisco is going to be in the Super Bowl. Will James Cook be an RB1? Next year he will be. He will be the Bills' starting running back next year. I don't think this year. I think he's still going to be splitting touches with Devin Singletary, with Singletary probably being the primary back, even as talented as Cook has been. Appreciate all of you joining us. If you have fantasy football questions, hit us up in the chat. Here to answer them for another 15, 20 minutes or so. Also here to give out some gambling picks. Happy to give out some more. I like the Steelers to cover. Right now they're going off at -2, but I really like the under in that Steelers-Ravens game. For the Texans-Cowboys, I would avoid this game except for the money line for the Cowboys. Fold that into some parlays. I do like the under in that one. For Vikings-Lions, love the Vikings to cover. I'd buy the 1.5 and get Vikings +4. I think that's a great play. I'd also look to play the over if I bought the 1.5 to get it down slightly. Is P. Ryan still a start in the flex with Mixon back? I think he might be, especially given how many people you have on bye week. Not a lot of running backs to pick up this week. Chiefs at Broncos. I expect the Chiefs on the money line, but I also like Denver to cover. After you buy the 1.5, get them by like 10.5. Excuse me. I can get them at +11 right now, actually, so even better. For Carolina Panthers at Seahawks, I do like the Seahawks to cover. That's an easy one for me. I'd buy the 1.5 and get Seahawks -2. Bucks and 49ers. For me, this is a tough one. I actually like the Bucks to cover. I would buy the 1.5, get Bucks +4.5, and then take the under. I think the under is the best play in that game. Dolphins, Chargers. I do like the Dolphins on the money line, leaning towards that right now. I know they have some injuries up front, but I feel good about that one. I am considering the over for that game as well. And as for Patriots, Cardinals, I like the Patriots to cover that one at -1.5. Appreciate all of you joining us on TikTok Live and on YouTube at Butt Fumble Sports, answering your fantasy football questions. So put them in the chat, here to answer them for another 15, 20 minutes or so. Palmer, Rashad White, or Lenny, pick one to start. I'll go with Rashad White. Zonovan Knight, RB1 this week. I mean, I don't feel good about him being an RB1, no, but I think he will be playing this week. Yeah, I don't think Zonovan Knight's an RB1. What do I think about Davis Mills? Unfortunately, I think the Texans, took a chance on a mid-draft quarterback, and it didn't pay off. They're going to have to go back to the draft and get a new starting quarterback. Yeah, if the Broncos just had a wildcat offense, you think they'd get more offense going? Pierce or Jamal Williams? Jamal Williams. If you've got fantasy questions, we've got answers at Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Rashad White, Palmer, or Lenny, like I said, Rashad White. Predictions on Jacobs tonight, I got him in fantasy. I see him getting anywhere between 55 and 80 rushing yards and a touchdown. I don't think Brady is heading to the Broncos. I don't see it. Then again, I didn't see him going to Tampa Bay at first. I thought he was going to go to the Raiders. I think the Broncos would be better with... Yeah, okay. Appreciate all of you joining us. If I answer your question, give us a like. And, of course, follow us at Fumble Sports. Would you sit Gabe Davis or Darius Slayton or Josh for Darius Slayton or Josh Palmer? So I don't like Joshua Palmer this week. Gabe Davis, I probably would start slightly, but I'm not really crazy about him against the Jets defense either. I just don't like Daniel Jones at all. I know Slayton's had a couple good games, but between Gabe Davis and Slayton, it's tough for me. I think it's a coin flip. Does Jeff Wilson Jr. have a good game this week? Yes, I think he does. James Cook, Zonovan Knight, or Rashad White? I lean towards Zonovan Knight, actually. Should I start Evan Ingram or Tyler Higbee? I'd start Ingram. Yeah, the Broncos' offense is bad, really bad. Fun question, who's hated more, Wentz or Mayfield? Hated? Who's hated more? So the Browns have no reason to hate Baker Mayfield. It's just stupid that Browns fans hate Baker Mayfield. He got them to the playoffs. He got them a win in the playoffs. When did we think the Cleveland Browns would win a playoff game? So I don't understand the hate around Baker Mayfield. That's just stupid. I know he hasn't lived up to expectations, but Cleveland Brown fans, you were wrong to hate him so much. Carson Wentz, I can understand why some people hate him. He kind of blew things up in Philadelphia. He kind of did. He also kind of, blew things up in Indianapolis. I'm not for people hating other people, but that said, if between those two, I'd probably go Carson Wentz. Garrett Wilson Jr. or Debo this week, I go Garrett Wilson Jr. James Cook or Pacheco. Broncos country. Let's ride. Appreciate all of you joining us at Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Give us a follow. And, of course, hit us up in the chat. If you've got questions for NFL Week 14, we've got answers. So if you need fantasy football questions, who to start, who to sit, what games to pick, what we like for totals, player prop bets, all of the like, we put out content every day. We're here for you. McKinnon or Pacheco? I'd lean towards Pacheco. Would you pick up any running backs from the Seahawks, Homer or DJ? Yes, I would. Absolutely. Stash them on your bench. Appreciate all the love. Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes? I'll lean towards Josh Allen this week. Browns or Bengals? So I like the Bengals on the money line. I like the Browns to cover. Pick two, McKenzie, Van Jefferson, or Chark. I'll go Jefferson and Chark. Appreciate all of you joining us at Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. If I answer your question, give us a like, and of course, follow us at Fumble Sports. Here to answer fantasy football questions for another 10, 15, 20 minutes or so. Goff or Lawrence Goff? Answering your fantasy football questions and also questions about NFL Week 14, whether it's Thursday night football or Sunday games. Brady or Deshaun Watson? Yeah, I like Deshaun Watson this week over the two. Yeah, Wentz has a tough time not only staying on teams, he seems to be the least popular player when he's on a team. Have you ever seen, other than Mike White with the Jets, have you seen a quarterback be more beloved by his defense and offense more quickly than Taylor Heineke. Like, Carson Wentz doesn't just turn fan bases against him, he turns locker rooms against him. Obviously, I'm joking, but at Butt Fumble Sports, the cheeky side of sports, we're answering your fantasy football questions and your gambling questions for another 10, 15, 20 minutes or so. So continue to put them in the comments section. We're going to continue to answer questions. If you have Thursday night football questions, let us know. Where is OBJ going? I don't know if he's going anywhere now. I had it as the Dallas Cowboys, but now that the rumors are coming out about him being questionable for the remainder of the year, whether he's really healthy or not, I mean, I thought it was the Cowboys as a no-brainer, but still question marks about it. The Raiders are minus 6.5 point favorites tonight. I like the Raiders on the money line. I'm not touching the spread, but I do like the under. I think it's going to be a crazy game tonight. Akins or Moreau, I'd go Moreau. Would I pick up DJ Dallas and Homer and drop P. Ryan and Gus Edwards? That's actually not a bad idea. P. Ryan, though, is my only concern. I wouldn't want to necessarily give up P. Ryan, but yes, I kind of like the idea of dropping Edwards and picking someone else up. Yeah, Bo Jackson, the frickin' man. Shout out to Bo Jackson. DJ Moore or Diggs? Diggs. Even though he's going up against Sauce Gardner, I got to go with Diggs. Appreciate all of you joining us at Butt Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, answering your fantasy football questions and, of course, NFL Week 14 questions. So if you need picks, if you want to know total plays, if you've got player prop bet questions, we're here for you. Rashad White or Rondale Moore? I'd go Rashad White. Answering your fantasy football questions at Butt Fumble Sports. If I answer your question, give us a like, and of course, follow us at Butt Fumble Sports. If you've got fantasy football questions, put them in the chat. We're only going to be on for a few more minutes, so hit us up. Appreciate it, Craig. We're here for you, Butt Fumble Sports, a new sports content company. Got questions about fantasy football? Hit us up. Dalvin Cook or Miles Sanders? I'll go Dalvin Cook. Thielen or P. Ryan? I'd go Adam Thielen. Zonovan Knight or Latavius Murray? I'll go Latavius Murray. I don't see Odell Beckham going to the Eagles. I don't see that happening. At Butt Fumble Sports, answering your fantasy football questions, your NFL Week 14 questions. Russell Wilson or Kenny Pickett? Kenny Pickett. Sauce Gardner or Ramsey? You got to go Sauce Gardner. He's the best cornerback in the league by passes defended this year. Pick one: Jacoby Myers, Tyler Boyd, Donovan Peoples-Jones, Corey Davis, Mike. Okay, I have to only pick one. It's Mike Williams. No brainer. Ayuk? Yeah, I like Ayuk this week. Appreciate all you joining us, answering your fantasy football questions for NFL Week 14. Pivotal week for fantasy owners. Put your questions in the chat. Putting start, flex, sit answers out there for you. Rashad White or Njoku? I lean towards Rashad White only because Njoku is on the injury report. I'm just concerned about his health. If Njoku is a go on Sunday, I'd go Njoku, but for now, it's White. Answering your fantasy football questions, hit us up in the chat. If you've got questions about NFL Week 14, whether it's gambling, picks, total plays, player props, fantasy, anything, we've got you. Kyler or Tua? I'm going Tua. I know he has offensive line concerns, but I think he's going to have a big day against the Chargers. So Kyler or Tua? I'm going Tua. I'm going Tua. Will 49ers blow out the Bucs? No, I think the Bucs will actually cover that. I would buy the 1.5 just to make it easier. Sauce. Appreciate the support, Randy. If you want to give us a like, if you want to give us a gift, I appreciate it. At Butt Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, and at Sports Fumble on Twitter. DJ Chark, Jeff Wilson Jr. I got to pick three. Okay, so I'm going Jeff Wilson Jr. If Zay Jones is healthy, I'm going Zay Jones. And I'll go DJ Chark. At Butt Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Jerry Jeudy, Devontae Smith, Deontay Johnson. That's a tough one. All three of them have their own kind of question marks around them. For Jeudy, it's Russell Wilson. For Devontae Smith, it's a rainy game predicted for Sunday. And for Deontay Johnson, he's banged up. I'm going to lean towards Deontay Johnson, though. If I've answered your question, give us a like, and of course, follow us at Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Forrest Moreau over 3 receptions. Yeah, I like that. Let's check out Foster Moreau. So Foster Moreau in the last few games has 1-3 receptions. Wow, it's going to be tight actually. Amari Cooper or Jacoby Myers. I would go Amari Cooper, but he's kind of he's banged up with a hip injury, which has me slightly concerned. So I'd lean towards Myers, but you'll know the health status of Cooper on Sunday. It won't jeopardize your ability to play Myers, so I'll lean towards Cooper. Thoughts on Zeke against the Texans this week? Texans are the worst defense against the run in the NFL. Got to go with Zeke. Feel good about him this week. If I've answered your question, give us a like, and of course, follow us at Fumble Sports on TikTok. Zonovan or Jeff Wilson? Jeff Wilson. Higbee. People are kind of down on Jamal Williams only because Swift is getting healthier. He's getting more opportunities in not just the passing game, but also in the running game. So I really like Jamal Williams. I'm not down on him, but yeah, a lot of people on ESPN and sports media, a lot of fantasy players are kind of down on him. I still think Jamal Williams is a week in, week out start. Help, Carr, Goff. You got to go with Goff, man. Craig, I got you, Goff. Zonovan or Jeff Wilson? Jeff Wilson. Pacheco or Jamal Williams? Jamal Williams. Got to start Jamal Williams. At Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Give us a follow. Appreciate you, Craig. If I've answered your question, give us a like, and of course, follow us. We take gifts. We appreciate the support. Kirk Cousins or Lawrence? Kirk Cousins. Thielen or Pacheco? Thielen. At Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. We put out content every day. Gambling, fantasy, everything you need for your NFL week. Michael Carter, Rachaad White, or Jeff Wilson? Jeff Wilson. Christian McCaffrey or Chubb? Chubb. I'd go Chubb, Jake. Dog, I'm going with Wilson. Appreciate all of you joining us at Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Jamison Williams, I'm not expecting much from him. I think he's going to see the field, but I just think he's a feel-good story. Appreciate all of you joining us. If you have questions about NFL Week 14, hit us up in the chat, answering questions for a few more minutes before kickoff of this Thursday night football game where the Raiders are a 6.5-point favorite over the Rams. Appreciate all the support at Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. If I had to start two between Judy and Gallup and Williams, I'm certainly starting Williams, and I'll probably start Judy as well. DJ Moore or Thielen, I'm going with Thielen. If I answer your question, give us a follow at Fumble Sports. DJ Moore, Adam Thielen. If I answer your question, give us a follow at Fumble Sports. Answering your fantasy football questions for a few more minutes. Getting some comedians in the chat. Appreciate all of you guys following us and joining us. Hit us up with the likes. Hit us up with the follows at Fumble Sports. I think ETN will bounce back. I'm not seeing him on the injury report, so even though he's going up against a really good run defense of the Titans, I actually think he could have a good game, especially in the passing game. If I answer your question, give us a follow at Fumble Sports. Brady or Montana? Brady. Thoughts on Higbee? Think he could have a decent day. Juju or Hollywood? I'll go Juju. I might go Hollywood there, now that I say it. Start two. I'd start Jamal Williams and Ayuk. I said Juju, but my concern is he's going up against the Broncos defense, which is so good against the pass. That's the reason I'm actually going to lean towards Hollywood Brown over Juju Smith-Schuster. At Fumble Sports, hit us up. Follow us at Fumble Sports. I'd go with Dalton Schultz over Njoku. If I answer your question, give us a like, and of course, give us a follow at Fumble Sports. Mark Andrews isn't a start for me. I just don't trust the passing game of the Ravens given the injury to Lamar Jackson. At Butt Fumble Sports, answering your questions for just a few more minutes before kickoff of Thursday Night Football. If you have questions about NFL Week 14, fantasy plays, gambling plays, anything you need, at Butt Fumble Sports is here to answer your questions. Who's Tony Jones? I don't know who Tony Jones is. Someone else talked to me about him earlier. Tony Jones, the running back. Yeah, for the Seahawks. There are other guys on the Seahawks I think I like more. Bills defense, 49ers defense, Raiders defense. I'm going Raiders defense. If I answer your question, give us a like and, of course, follow us at Butt Fumble Sports. Answering your fantasy football questions at Butt Fumble Sports. NFL Week 14, fantasy football, helping you get ready. Hit us up. Kittle. Well, between those two tight ends, I'd go with Kittle. Answering your questions. If I answer your question, give us a follow at Butt Fumble Sports, and of course, give us a like. Mike Williams or Latavius Murray? Mike Williams. Appreciate all of you joining us. If I answer your question, give us a like, and of course, give us a follow at Butt Fumble Sports. Appreciate all of you guys joining us. I'd go Raheem Mostert over Singletary. Okay, you're in a terrible bind. I know who to start. You have ETN. Okay, I would start ETN and I would start Pacheco. 49ers or Bucks, who you got? So in this game, I will take the 49ers on the money line, but I'm taking the Buccaneers to cover after I buy the 1.5. Getting ready to kick off Thursday Night Football. Appreciate all of you joining us on this TikTok Live and on YouTube at Butt Fumble Sports. I'm putting in a few more minutes of extra time, so if you've got questions, Mostert or that other guy, I'd go with that other guy, Jeff Wilson Jr. If you've got questions, we've got answers. Yes, I would make that trade, Evans and Rachaad White for Pollard. Love that trade. I like starting Pacheco, yes. Answering your fantasy football questions and NFL Week 14 questions for just a few more minutes, so hit us up at Butt Fumble Sports. Appreciate all of you joining us at Butt Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Check us out on Sunday mornings at 11:30 live on TikTok Live on YouTube. I like Jamal Williams this week. We're going to be answering your fantasy football questions Sunday morning as well as giving out plenty of winners. So hit us up at TikTok Live on YouTube as well on Sunday morning at 11:30 at Butt Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, and at Sports Fumble on Twitter. Start Jamison Williams or James Cook. I'd start James Cook. Appreciate all of you joining us and everyone who's watched the show tonight. Hope you're excited for Thursday Night Football. One last time, the Butt Fumble Sports pick for tonight's game is the Raiders on the money line and the under. I also like Devontae Adams on an anytime touchdown. I would parlay that with a Raiders win. I'd fold the Raiders money line into some parlays for Sunday. Speaking of Sunday, hit us up at Butt Fumble Sports on Sunday. We will be live on TikTok and on YouTube from 11:30 until kickoff of all the 1 p.m. games. So be sure to join us. And of course, follow us at Butt Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Appreciate all of you joining us. Don't forget, Sunday morning, 11:30, TikTok Live and on YouTube, answering your fantasy football questions and all your gambling questions for NFL Week 14. Appreciate all the support. Make sure you follow us at Butt Fumble Sports on TikTok and Fantasy, and good luck in your week.